So if you're trying to play a little bit more optimally, you might mess some of the stuff up, or you might have already messed this up on day one. This is usually why I take my time, figure out what's going on, and today we are talking about battle drills, because if you are already part of the Song of Strife season, there's a brand new map going on here, and there is a lot to it. Number one, coordinating with your guild is going to be the most important, because putting 8 heroes or 8 players in every location is important. Beyond that is setting up a fighting path is going to be really important as well, because of course you're gonna have all these different directions to go. I'm not going to share what my guild is specifically doing as far as the order of operations and stuff like that. That's up to your guild to decide, and I don't want to ruin my guild's actual strategy, because a lot of time and effort has actually gone into planning this. However, there are some tips I'm going to give you that are going to significantly help you no matter who you are, whether you're a boss damage dealer or anything. First off, you need to make sure you're coordinating with your guild, and you need to join the correct camp. That is the first part right then and there. Number two, and this is probably the most important one for first day progress, because you're going up against a lot of these waves that have multiple units, you need to be prepared. Now, there are the pathway ones. These are the easy and regular ones we've seen in the past. Going through the remaining guards ones, the easy and regulars, you do want to do that original strategy still that we talked about, where you're only using 3 heroes per battle, trying to beat them before the 60-second mark, and therefore getting extra energy back. If you cannot beat them by like the 60 or even the 45-second mark, it's usually better throwing a whole 5-person team in and beating it at that point. If you can do 4, whatever, you basically need to use as few heroes as possible to only take like 15-20 seconds of battle, because for every point or every like second group, like if you beat it before the 60-second mark remaining, you get the most energy refunded to your heroes, and that'll give you guys extra attacks. However, if you're like me and you're going to be going in with a powerful team, we need some AoE. Here is the strategy we are going to do. Currently there's what, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 slots. So this is essentially what you're going to do. Your team is 5 heroes. Eventually, when we get this up to 40 and 60, that will be a little bit better for us here, but for the time being, we're only putting a single team setup in right now, and we're essentially just going to be putting in our main squad that we're typically using. This one right here with, where is he? There he is, right there. So we're going to be using a 5-hero squad here. We're going to go in and we're going to try as good as we can. We could potentially try only using 4 heroes here, which I might gamble and see if that's possible, because again, we're going to be taking this team and plugging it in over and over, and I'll show you guys exactly how we do that after the battle. So I am going to put the full 5-hero team in here for us. Now, sadly with this composition right here, we're not running an aura or anything, no faction bonus aura, anything like that. That's not a big deal. I'm just going for like one of the best damage dealers for what we have now. We're not putting anybody else in any of these other slots, and I'm going to show you guys exactly why. We're going to go down and we're going to battle this base, and we're going to use our team setup here. We're going to do pretty much our normal that we've been running with this team composition, which looks a lot like this right here. We've been using the Crescent spell. We're basically just going for the maximum AoE damage, and Alsa is definitely part of that max AoE damage for me. So this is going to be the squad we run. You can run someone else besides Damien, especially if you're not getting a faction bonus, because you can see right here we're not getting anything by running him, but it does work out pretty well. So we're going to go to battle. We're costing 12 of the 24 energy right here. So we're going to do a couple battles, because you can see there's a lot of HP bars, and again, we're just trying to maximize our AoE damage in these as well. Damien does help out, because he does occasionally stun a target in the back row as well. He provides haste. He gives us that healing, which honestly, I don't even know if we need that healing. It might honestly be better for me to run someone like, man, honestly, I'm considering throwing like a Rowan in here to just really maximize the energy spam, and this is going really well damage wise. We're already down, basically the guard's down 20%. I think they start with 100 HP bars. We're already down to 78 right now. So we might actually be able to take this one stronghold just ourselves with this strategy. And some of these targets are getting really low on HP as well, which is kind of nice. Definitely not going to be a 2-tap, because we're not going to get to the 50% mark, it looks like. The enemies are getting a little too separated as well, and you cannot manually control these units either. So we got down to 65. That's not too bad. So we're going to be able to show this off pretty neatly here. So we get our first attack done, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a second attack with the same squad. Just get it done, get it in, finish the fight out. After this is when a really important part comes up, and that is you can actually reuse this exact team that we're using over and over and over again on the first day because we have those open slots. In a minute, I'll show you exactly how we get that done. In reality, we might actually not even need to use like the AoE team constantly, but AoE does seem like it's probably best in this situation. Some of the enemies are much lower, but the Caroline Alsa Aaron combo is just really good, and then Thorn's like the best tank for this just because he does additional AoE damage. Does look like we need a third hit, and that is perfect for what we're going to talk about here. 30 seconds left in the battle, 40 HP bars left. Definitely not going to have time to clear this out, but I do think I'm going to make one adjustment to my own team, and that is I'm not going to bother swapping out the Damien. I think I'm just going to leave Damien in. I think honestly a better game plan here is probably using a Rowan just to get more energy feed and getting more of those actives off on everybody. So could be better. We'll see. I'm just gonna start testing. We did get a key, which was cool, but now we are completely out of energy here, so we have to go to our command center. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be swapping out these heroes with replacement heroes. Now we're going to put heroes in that we are eventually going to use, but remember, new heroes get 0 energy. So that's fine because we're not actually using these heroes today. That's not a problem. I'm essentially going to be putting in like a squad of heroes that I do want to use in the future potentially, especially potentially for bossing. So I want to make sure I'm smart picking heroes, ones that are probably going to do the best and a good amount of damage here. So we're going to swap our whole squad out here. Marillion. And now what happens is we can now put these heroes back in once more. So we can go 1, 2, 3. I guess I could put the Rowan in this time instead and just see how it turns out. 4, and then where are you? And we can put those same essentially 5 heroes back in, confirm. And now they have full energy one more time. So you can see they all are back at 24 energy. And that is absolutely huge. Like this right here, very important. Very important. Because you can just keep reusing your best team over and over and over throughout the day, and you don't have to worry about anything else. And this works out perfectly because there ain't another AoE damage team as good as this one right here in the game right now. Now, if we had like our Arden fully built and stuff like that, that could potentially be better than running the Rowan or something. The Rowan is taking some damage, and that's the downside of running the Rowan, I guess, is he doesn't necessarily heal himself, but he is feeding more energy. Maybe putting a single target damage dealer on this squad instead of the Rowan, maybe like an Odie could have been a better option. But again, the main point of this and the whole title of this is making sure you're getting max energy on as many heroes as possible and doing this multiple times throughout the day. Now, as you saw, we only had like 12 slots unlocked right now. Eventually, we will get more slots unlocked, which is fine. Man, I really wish I could save. I hope we can kill this. 10 bars, 24 seconds. I think that's going to be enough. I hope it's enough. 9. We need a bar every 2 seconds, which I don't think we're doing. Oh, we're going to just miss it, I feel like. This feels so bad. We are going to miss this. So I don't know if I'm going to do an additional attack or somebody else, but we missed it by 5%. Oh, like I said, I probably should have just substituted an Odeon or something like that. Someone with a little bit better single target damage. Yeah, kind of is what it is. But that is the cheat code essentially for this right here with the command center. And then you're going to cycle them one more time if you get up to level 60 on the first day. Otherwise, you're just going to substitute in kind of whoever you can to make a team kind of work. And that should kind of suffice. Not a bad strategy if I do say so myself. So hopefully it helps you guys out. Like I said, I'm not going to be sharing our full strategy for the guild because it's still a competition at the end of the day, so we're keeping a couple things close to the chest. Maybe we'll talk about it after this first round goes out, but yeah, hopefully you guys are having fun. The new Desolate Grounds is only available for those of you who are in Song of Strife so far on those servers, but once it is, it gets even more hectic, and I bet we get even more crazy maps in the future. If you have any other, tips, tricks, anything like that, leave the comments down below. I'll make sure I read them, address them, and see if it helps other people out as well. See you guys next time.